Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here, and this video is brought to you through the EA Creator Network. It is also an ad as I was gifted with an early access code to The Sims 4 Life and Death so that I could make some early access videos, talk about everything that is coming in this pack. I actually just uploaded my world and townie overview. This is going to be my Creator Sim overview. We're going to go over all the clothes, accessories, hairstyles, all of that come with the brand new expansion. Unfortunately, there's only one new aspiration. This is for human Sims, even though Life and Death, obviously, they are adding on to Ghosts. I'm really sad, actually, that Ghost didn't get a lifetime aspiration. I feel like they could have had maybe a couple like vampires that kind of dictate what sort of ghost, especially with their powers having like a good and a bad side to them. But we just get Ghost Historian. This is under the knowledge track of the aspirations. And in this aspiration, you need to work on your thanatology skill, which is actually the learning of death, I'm fairly sure. You also need to focus on your writing skill so that you can then actually write some horror books. It's also about exploring crypts and finding some items within those, and also befriending two ghosts along your way. I enjoyed this aspiration. It wasn't difficult to complete. If you're playing the new pack, then you're probably gonna do some of this at some point. I did manage to do it fairly quickly, considering thanatology skill is actually only a level 5 skill. Thanatology is also a new like and dislikes in the activity section of hobbies and skills. And then for teens and above, there are actually 3 new traits. They can all be found under the lifestyle category of traits. The first one is chased by death. Know that death follows their every mood. Whilst risky and dangerous behaviors may have deadly consequences, frequent near-death experiences give these Sims a desire to live each day to the fullest and progress along their soul's journey faster. Keenly aware of their own mortality, these Sims feel best when they're achieving something meaningful with their limited time left. Now, I had this on the main Sim that I played. I did also have her working in the Reaper career, so she was quite literally around death a lot of the time, and she always kind of got like tense when the Grim Reaper was around her. Don't worry, didn't stop her from starting a relationship with him. And then apart from that, I really only saw this come through in a lot of like emotions. She would get confident every so often. She would also get inspired. I didn't actually have any near-death experiences with her. I don't know if they are meant to happen more frequently, but she cooked a little bit here and there. Didn't have any fires, but I didn't really like risk her all that much. So maybe that does work a little bit more if you are doing more risky behaviors. Then introducing macabre Sims. Embrace your inner darkness and your occasional intrusions of light. Macabre Sims are all about being their best, unique Sim self while still reveling in all that life and the afterlife has to offer. The biggest thing I noticed about macabre Sims is they do stand in their portrait with like their arms folded, and it is kind of a serve, not gonna lie. Although you will see so many people like that if you are befriending people from this pack, because so many of them are macabre. They also usually dislike the sunlight and get tense when they're out in the sunlight. They enjoy having conversations about death. And then finally, there is skeptical, not entirely trusting of the majority of things you see or hear. Skeptical Sims like to challenge the universe to provide concrete proof that something is indeed as it might appear. These are all quite similar in the fact that they do unlock some different interactions that obviously we've never seen in The Sims 4. I actually had my Sim demand proof of like ghost powers, and then he actually got a little bucket list thing that was like, I need to go home and like research all of my suspicions. Like, I need to be right that they don't exist. He then did turn into a ghost, at least for a little bit, because he went for a dip in the baleful bog. And unfortunately, that didn't really seem to do much. It didn't really have him like questioning. I will say, I feel like these traits mainly affect your moodlets and then add some like little interactions. Obviously, they do then have a knock-on effect on your bucket list, considering that can be created through your traits. It's nice to see your Sim's personality come them through there, but they're not the most game-changing traits. We're going to focus on masculine creator sim first for a change. So they get 9 hairs, basically 7 because 2 of them are recolors, 1 new facial hair, 2 new hats, but 1 is locked behind a career, 3 accessories, 1 being earrings, 1 glasses, and 1 mask. Again, that is a career unlock. 13 tops, 4 of them are same as feminine sims, 5 bottoms, 1 of them is the same as feminine sims, 21 outfits, 7 of them are locked behind the career, 2 of them are the same as feminine sims. We have 1 accessory with the nails, and then 4 pairs of shoes, 2 of those are the same as the feminine. When it comes to the masculine hairs, I gotta say, this like freeform afro textured hairstyle is hands down my favorite, along with the like half and half kind of swept back modern mullet type situation that they have going on. I just think that the masculine hairs make the foreheads so big. I don't know what they did to them, but they just feel like every Sim's head is so big when you put these new hairstyles on, which is unfortunate. We did get the new stretcher earrings. I have to say, they don't really line up as well as the plugs from Eco Lifestyle. I actually had to play around with the Sims ears quite a bit to get them to like match up with the skin. Definitely something to be wary of if you are using the stretchers. Really like the new facial hair. Don't have anything bad to say about that. Onto the tops. I am so half and half on the masculine creator sim. I think some of it is so nice, is so usable. The transparent vest over the shirt is so sick. I love the sleeves on some of the shirts. They feel like quite pirate, quite Victorian. I really like some of it. And then others, I'm just like, this feels like so many other things that we have, especially with like a lot of the overcoat. Even the like sweater vest, it looks nice, but I do feel like it's similar to what we already can have within the game sometimes. And I just feel they could have given us like a couple of different assets instead of those ones that just feel like repeats of a bunch of different packs. It's not even just like one particular pack this time around, because I know when I give that feedback, some people are like, but not everyone has every pack, which is like absolutely valid, but it feels similar to a lot of the stuff that we do already have. Trousers, again, nothing stood out really to me. The pair that I do like is the one that feminine sims have as well, because that felt a little bit different. I really like the cut of those trousers. I have to say though, I do like that they covered the basics. We obviously got that t-shirt, and even though they give you them in these bold patterns, they do still give you like plainer swatches and block colors, which I am a fan of. I always prefer that in Creator Sim. I just think it makes it way more usable. I do kind of wish that the t-shirt had more of like a boxy fit, but it is a nice fitting, just like plain white t-shirt, which I feel like we actually don't have loads of in the game, which is bizarre. I also, for masculine sims, I appreciate a crop top. I'm so glad that they have it. I would have also loved a variant of that high neck like crop top in a longer like boxier fit, so it looked more like a t-shirt as well, just because I think that would add variety and make it a little bit more usable. When it comes to the outfits, although we did get a lot of them for masculine sims, most of them are suits. There are some that I like. I obviously really love the kind of Victorian swimwear. I think that was a really cool choice, and I'm glad they included that. I also really like the turtleneck jumper and the long coat, but there were an awful lot of suits, and whilst I am always for a suit, and it kind of makes sense, I guess, because like funerals, if you want to look at it that way, I just feel like they could have done something a little bit more enthralling with the full body outfits, especially because we got a lot, which this time around it does feel like masculine sims did get a fair amount. They had 59 items in total, whereas feminine sims had 68. But I think I would have loved it just a little bit more if maybe they had taken out a couple of the suits and then given us like different versions of things. Maybe even some new like shirts with braces, maybe some more like traditional gothic outfits, even though I know we did obviously get like the goth kit full body outfits usually for masculine Sims are not great and they just don't fit well, whereas all of these fit really, really well. And I can actually see myself getting a fair bit of use out of these for both formal wear and party wear. And honestly, even outdoor wear, like winter wear. I forgot the shoes. How could I forget the shoes? They are a standout. I love every single one of them and I am obsessed. They will be going on every single sim in all of my save files from now on. And then we have the most slay thing I think we may have ever seen within Create a Sim. Now, this is actually only available for ghosts, but they have their own special outfits, which don't actually include feet, because obviously like ghosts hover, which honestly, I don't really know why they did that, because the ghosts like come in their fully lit form, where usually you can't see their feet anyway, because they glide along. So it eradicates the feet off ghost sims, but then these outfits also just do that from the get-go. Moving on to feminine sims, they get 10 hairs, 3 of them are just recolors, so technically 7, 2 hats, again, 1 is locked behind a career, 5 accessories, that's 2 sets of earrings, 1 pair of glasses, 1 mask, and 1 necklace, and then 2 pieces of makeup. You get an eyeshadow and also a lipstick, 14 tops, 8 bottoms, 21 outfits, again, 7 locked behind a career, 2 accessories, 1 ring, and 1 set of nails, and then 4 pairs of shoes. I will be the first one to say it, I'm not a huge fan of the feminine hairs. I don't know what it is about them, but again, sometimes they make your Sim's forehead look really big, especially the like shag cut that they have. I really wanted to like it because I feel like they haven't really given us like a shag cut in a hot minute, and they're so like trendy right now, but they just feel weighted really weirdly on your Sim's head. I think the best one is the one that Olive actually has on, which is the like plaits leading into the bun. That is by far my favorite. Love the hat that they got. I do feel like I want to recreate the American Horror Story Coven cast. I don't know why masculine Sims also didn't get that hat. It does fit them perfectly. I had my masculine Sim wear it in like my gameplay overview and it was absolutely fine. Really weird choice. The makeup, I mean, it looks like gothic makeup, and playing around with the opacity sliders, you can definitely make it work for Sims. There weirdly isn't a black swatch. There's kind of like a greenish swatch, which, speaking of swatches, I noticed this probably more so in the feminine stuff rather than the masculine stuff, but they were really, really cohesive with their color palette. Like, there were a lot of like blacks and whites, and then also a lot of jewel tones. So there were a lot of greens, blues, like mustards, and that is cohesive between both the tops and the bottoms, and then also the full body fits. I absolutely love the frilly like open shirt with the beading. I love the crop top that actually looks like it has been made by cross stitch. I have a feeling a lot of people are really, really gonna enjoy this Create a Sim, especially if you do the Decades Challenge, or if you do just have like more Victorian inspired or like gothic Sims. I definitely feel like you can get a fair bit of use out of this. There seems to be an awful lot of silk, an awful lot of lace. I will hold my hands up and say I am absolutely sick of the waistcoats. I quite literally never have my Sim wear waistcoats, and it just feels ridiculous that we're getting so many. The only one I liked was actually the floral pattern. Unfortunately, there are a fair few tops that do show off your Sim's tummies, and I know not everyone is always a fan of that. There is quite a lot of like high-waisted bottoms, but I know not crop tops are for everyone, especially when we have like such an oversaturation of them, and that does definitely not go away within this Create a Sim. I am sorry to tell you. Again, the bottoms are fine for the feminine Sims, but they don't really feel all that different. My favorite are definitely the houndstooth and the corduroy trousers, because they at least feel a little bit different. I kind of wish they had just gone all in with those patterns to make the assets feel different from things that we've already had. There was a pair of jeans that just looked like exactly like a pair that we have in Discover University. The full body outfits, there is a little bit of sleepwear. There's like one sleepwear asset, and then there's also a swimwear asset. I am so sad that they gave us the lawyer suit, because it's like a banging like business attire, but it's only available in one swatch. And I have been wanting like more business wear for feminine Sims for the longest time. But again, I quite like the outfits. A lot of them feel like quite dressy. Again, I can definitely see this coming into play for the Decades Challenge. That's really where I think the full body outfits are going to shine. The ring that feminine Sims gets has like a little skull on it. Again, I don't know why they didn't apply that to masculine Sims as well. And then the nails are kind of this like glittery, kind of starry night nails. Absolutely love the loafers, love all of the shoes. The shoes, I say again, are the standout in this pack for me. I really, really love everything that they did with the shoes. I don't know what that team was up to, but they were like, let's just give them everything that Molly has ever asked for. Loafers, those chunky heels look so good with a cute little white sock. Now I just feel like we need some like frilly socks to make them look even better. The fabric boots with the flowers on are so good. Oh my goodness. I could quite literally get on my knees and kiss those shoes. And I mean, come on, just look at these ghost fits. It kind of reminds me of Nurse from Dead by Daylight. I absolutely love the grey one that has like the mesh on it so that you can see the skeleton inside, and the fact that it has all those tentacles at the bottom. It was a cultural reset that we needed. Again, don't really know why they are needed, considering ghost feet disappear anyway, but I am glad that they are there. I just kind of wish that that dress was available as maybe like a costume or something for regular Sims, because I just want to see it all the time. The career unlocks, you're probably not going to get loads of use out of these, even if you do input the cheat, unless you maybe want to use them as costumes. I have to say, I do really like the graveyard keeper one. I think that is actually a really nice outfit. I think if they had given us a version of that, just like without the money boots, I probably would have used that as an everyday outfit. That's probably the kind of thing that I would have liked to see in masculine outfits, just to give us a little bit of variety away from the suits. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that looks like you are looking after dead bodies or helping them with their graves. There is also a plague doctor mask, you know, if you ever wanted that in your Sims 4 game. I do apologize for Lane's massive jaw poking on through, you know, he's just got a strong jawline that even the mask cannot contain. And I do feel like it fit Olive Spectre far too well. It quite literally looks like it was made for her, which I'm not surprised, because she is basically like a plague doctor. With the amount of husbands she has gone through, I know the Undertaker outfit is like a traditional Undertaker outfit for feminine Sims, but it also does kind of feel a little bit like school uniform-esque. The kiddos do get a little something in this pack. They actually have two new traits available to them, Macabre and Skeptic. They can't have Chased by Death. They have 14 hairs. They are all exactly the same as the adult hairs. There's nothing specific for children. I know people are on the fence about this. We can't decide whether we like this because it gives children more choice, or we don't like it because it means that we don't really get a lot of things that feel like they were made specifically for children. I have to say, a lot of these do just suit kids in general, and they kind of don't face the problem that a lot of the hairs did on the grown-ups, which means that their forehead triples in size. And then they also only got one top and then 10 different outfits. I like to sum this up with sickly Victorian childcore, because that's exactly what this Create Sim for children is giving. More so in the full body outfits. There is a lot of like long dresses again with an awful lot of frills on them. It feels like the masculine tag stuff was like a little bit like slightly more modernized than the feminine tag stuff. I don't know why that was. Maybe it's just because they don't really push the boat out like loads on that stuff. There's some cute little like outerwear pieces. Again, I can imagine like the masculine Sims, you could wear this if you do have seasons and you do dress them in their cold weather outfits quite a lot. And then they do get their own little ghostly forms as well. Try and tell me that this isn't giving sickly Victorian child though. Every single one of those outfits, have to say, wasn't really feeling the like extremely curled, like gelled down curl hair on adults. However, on the kids, I think it looks incredible. I think it's so cute. Toddlers absolutely served. They got one new top, which is just like a cozy little jumper with a butterfly on, and then 5 new outfits. I absolutely love all of the outfits. I'm sick of this crow outfit. I really wish that they didn't include it in Creator Sim. I just know I'm gonna get so annoyed by it constantly. But the toddler outfits are so cute. I am gonna get so much use out of them. I love all like the patterns, the stripes, the little like crow cartoon is so cute. And I just feel like they're actually outfits that I feel like toddlers were missing, which is surprising because usually in expansion packs I'm not really that fussed by the new toddler stuff, but they actually got this one like spot on for me. Not a huge fan of what we got for infants. They got 4 full body outfits and then 1 new accessory, which was just tights. It kind of looks similar to a lot of the stuff that infants already have. They just like to kind of put infants in a little like sweatsuit and then be like, okay, cool, you're done. Like, here's a little tracksuit for you, or a frilly little dress. So it's nothing new. Whilst we didn't get any new skin details that you can actually add in Creator Sim, obviously this pack comes with the opportunity for you to have the Grim Reaper's babies. As Natasha Bedingfield once said, I want to have your babies. And when you do have a Grimborn child, they have a special trait applied to them. If you've ever had a kid with Father Winter, you will know what that looks like. And then 2, they spawn with this like little birthmark behind their ear, which is the scythe. I think it's such a neat little feature. I like that you have like the visual mark. And being a Grimborn actually, I think from what I remember, allows you to live a little bit longer because obviously you have some of Grimm's DNA in you. So there we have it. There is my Creator Sim summary. I actually like this more than I thought I was going to. I saw this in like the trailers and I was like, I'm never gonna use this stuff. Like, why are they giving us these assets? After playing it, I can safely say I will actually use a fair amount of these. I do think they feel different enough to what we already have within the game. That being said, there are some categories where I'm just like, I wish they had given us more. I also didn't talk about it when we went through the full body outfits for feminine Sims, but the one with the hood actually auto applies the like baby bangs like hairstyle. Just keep in mind that I don't think is a glitch. I think that is by design, but it is annoying if you don't actually have that hairstyle on your sim because you're just like, what the heck is this? Both of these look good on opposite gender frames. So the feminine tag stuff definitely looks really good on the masculine Sims, and the masculine tag stuff actually looks really good on the feminine Sims, which usually that doesn't happen. Usually there is a form of like distortion somewhere on the body. This time around, predominantly, like majority of the stuff actually looks good on the opposite gender. It feels like they've kind of seen what kits have been doing with that, and they've been like, okay, we can definitely try to make these more gender fluid and actually fit better on both frames. So I, for one, am very glad about that. I do hope that in the future, that doesn't mean that they just feel like they can take like stuff that was probably definitely created for feminine Sims and then just apply them to masculine, because they're like, well, you know, they still got more, but it's like, yeah, but they don't have stuff that feels like it's kind of made for them. And also I still feel like masculine Creator Sim is missing so much that I would like to see, that I don't just want to see them like create stuff for feminine and then auto apply it to masculine and be like, well, we've done our job. But I am glad that they do work on both frames for majority of the pieces. So I have to give props to the Sims team on that one, because I really did feel like they had made an effort to do that this time around. Even though I feel like I'm gonna get a fair bit of use out of most of these assets, I don't think everyone will feel the same way. I definitely think this is a very specific type of Creator Sim, and I definitely think if you do have those more gothic Sims and you also play with occults, or you want it for looking like old-fashioned, then this is definitely gonna be a Creator Sim for you. If none of those things kind of interest you, I can't really see you getting a lot of use out of this Creator Sim, but on that note, I would love to hear your thoughts. What do you personally think about this? What were some of your favorite assets? What are some that maybe you were a little let down by now that you've actually seen them within the game? The hairs, for me, I'm sorry, I kind of wish that they worked a little bit better. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will be back tomorrow with my gameplay overview, going through all of the new gameplay that comes with Life and Death. But if you haven't checked out my World and Townies overview, that is up now, and I will leave it at the end of this video.